What made your government and the Premier say this is too divisive? What made them backtrack?
Hello to everybody, and always pleasure to be back with you, Evan. Listen, we're not tone deaf, Evan. We're not tone deaf to what's going on, to the fatigue, the COVID fatigue that we're experiencing. The dynamic remains the same. How do we convince the unvaccinated people who occupy 50% of our hospital beds to get vaccinated? That is still an issue. However, the proposal was divisive, and I think we're at the point now where we want to be more unifying in our approach, and that's why we decided, you know what, we're just gonna table that idea and try something else. I mean, if there's one thing that this pandemic has taught us is the dangers of hubris.
Okay, how influential were these? You just heard that there's a truck protest going on in Coutts, Alberta. Here in the nation's capital, there's a truck protest. There's a fight as to what it's actually about. Is it about the restrictions in general? Were these protests influential on the decision to backtrack on this tax, Christopher Skeete?
Well, listen, as an MNA, I get a lot of mail from various sources, from people who are COVID skeptics to conspiracy theorists to just concerned parents. So I think it's everything. I think we have to be willing to listen. And I think as a politician with our ear to the ground, we have to be aware that people are just tired, and all strats of society are just tired. And we decided that it was better for us to bet on solidarity rather than divisiveness, and we decided that this particular measure wasn't adapted anymore, and we're just going to go with other measures.
I will say, I was out at the protest for the last number of days, and there's a lot of people with anti-Premier Legault and Quebec contingent mad at the restrictions in Quebec. Was your government concerned that if you tabled the bill to tax the unvaccinated, the healthcare contribution, that protests could erupt in Quebec?
Well, I'm not surprised that people from Quebec are not happy. We're right across the river, so we're nearby. I think proximity is one of those issues. And the other thing is we had some of the most strict restrictions in North America. So I think that also speaks to some of the discontent that we're hearing. But again, we've prided ourselves over the past 3 years of our mandate to always listen to people and always be attuned to what the population wants. And I think by re-examining ourselves completely and all the time, we're avoiding a lot of pitfalls that keep us popular in Quebec. So I think I don't see this so much as a backtrack or a reversal. I see it as us being in tune with what the population is expecting of us.
Okay, some thought this was a trial balloon anyway. You were never going to do it. It was a trial balloon to try to encourage people to get vaccinated, and it actually had that effect. And your government was never going to do it anyway. What's the response to that?
No, well, the bill is ready, and it was going to be tabled. I think, COVID, everything changes, and it changes on a day-to-day basis. Something that was true today wasn't true yesterday and cannot be true tomorrow. Again, as I said, hubris is your worst enemy in this pandemic. We always have to be adaptable. We had the intention of going forward. The Premier doesn't bluff, but the situation's changed, and we have to adjust ourselves. And we're not above making a correction like that.
Okay, Chris Skeete, I got 10 seconds. Has Premier Legault talked to other premiers like Doug Ford or any other premier and said, hey, we got to listen to these truck protests. We all got to start easing back. Had he had any communication with other premiers about easing restrictions and things like that?
Well, in 10 seconds, I'm not privy to those conversations. What I can tell you is that, people have a right to protest. I think it's one of those fundamental rights that we have in Canada, and we have to be aware that they're going on. I'm not saying we have to agree with what's going on, but we have to be aware that there is dissatisfaction, and we have to be attuned to that and try to adjust our strategies accordingly.
Christopher Skeete, always a pleasure. Thanks for making time. Appreciate it.
Take care, Evan. Bye-bye.